Okay, for all you Jehovah's Witnesses out there. Now, my last two videos, you heard, and I recorded it, that I called New York about the Australian Royal Commission. They are aware of it. They told me to call Australia because Australia would know more about it. I called Australia. Australia knows all about it. Well, how come if the worldwide headquarters and the Australian branch are well aware of these things, how come it is that the branches and the world headquarters are not letting the Jehovah's Witness members, the regular members in the congregation, how come they're not letting y'all know about it? Now, I have seen on jw.org where the governing body members, I believe it was, I can't remember off the top of my head now, but one of the members of the governing body made a video and said that what you hear on the internet is apostate lies. Now, if it's all apostate lies, why is it that the Australian government had Jeffrey Jackson testifying in front of the Royal Commission? Do you think that they do you think that any apostate or any group of apostates would go through the effort and time and money and everything to fake the Australian Royal Commission? Or do you think the government would allow the apostates to have a fake Jeffrey Jackson come in and testify in front of the government? Do you actually think that? Well, I got something for you. This guy, well, actually, this other person that puts up videos all the time, I love her videos, Bridget Assis. She puts up these videos where she calls congregations and asks them about things that are going on and wants to know their opinion. And she does some phone witnessing to the people that she talks to. You might not understand that if you're a Jehovah's Witness, but that's what people do. Even though you're not a Jehovah's Witness, you can still witness to other people about Jesus and God. That's just the way it works. You don't have a copyright on that word. Well, anyway, she called up a congregation. I'm not sure where she called up to, but maybe if you contacted her, she could tell you where she called. I don't know. Maybe she won't tell you. But she put up this call. I want you to hear. This is just part of it. And she was talking to a person at the Kingdom Hall. And this is what they said. This, like I say, this is just part of it. She had like a 4-minute video of the whole thing, but I'm only going to play like half of it because I want you to hear what he said, that the Jehovah's Witnesses idea of the sex abuse cases.
Abuse cases. I wonder why they're not talking about it, or the big investigation in Australia, which it will be reconvening in March.
Oh, don't know about that one either. No.
Yeah, so see, I guess they do the same thing, huh?
Who's that?
Oh, the Watchtower Society.
No, they don't. Nope, there ain't
they
no
don't?
such thing as that in the Watchtower. Nope, they're not.
Why don't they have the news about that case? That they just, because your donations are going to pay off that woman from last week.
I know, but we don't have sex abuse cases.
Well, that's what I was just telling you about. That
no,
they called themselves clergy and
that's evil slave class that's putting that on the internet.
Evil slave class.
The evil slave class is putting that on the internet.
Really?
Yeah, the ones that are disgruntled with the society, so they make up these stories and everything so that they can.
So essentially, because you believe that there is nothing, you could be reading it in a Philadelphia newspaper. You could see Jeffrey Jackson testifying at the hearings in Australia on a video, and you still wouldn't believe it.
No, because it doesn't work that way.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is a very dangerous situation. when you have 8 million people that will not listen to those things. And this is why it has become what other people call a pedophile paradise, because because they're getting, there's a verse in Proverbs 24, and it says, don't excuse yourself by saying, look, we didn't know. For God understands all hearts, and he sees you. He who guards your soul knows that you knew.
So, this guy has it in his head that was totally made up by people that were just disgruntled against the society, and so somebody just made it all up. Ooh. I'm sorry. I don't know anybody that's rich enough, after having grown up in that organization, to be able to afford to do that. Are you kidding me? Yeah, we made it all up. Now, come on, Jehovah's Witnesses. You actually think that? The internet, it takes a couple of clicks. Look up the Australian Royal Commission. They just met just a few days ago. You heard me on my other videos call them and talk to them about it. They know about it. So why do you think it is that they're not telling you about it? I know why. Is because they know that if you knew about it or find out about it and find out that it's true, you're going to start wondering. And that wondering is going to lead to research. And when that research turns up that they have not been telling you about those things, a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses are going to get upset. So, what are you going to do? Are you going to side with this guy and pretend that a bunch of people that were upset with the organization got together and faked all that stuff? Do you actually think that people have enough time and energy and all that to actually fake the whole Australian Royal Commission just to try to give you a bad name? Now, the Australian Royal Commission is not just investigating Jehovah's Witnesses. They're investigating a lot of different organizations, even the Boy Scouts, the Catholic Church, all kinds of different kind of churches and organizations. But we're trying to show you that, yes, in fact, they are investigating the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society. We are just trying to encourage you to look it up on your own and find out what's going on. Because, yes, it is going on. None of us have made it up. It's real. I don't know what else to tell you. But if you're going to be like this guy and just flat out deny it, well, I'm sorry. If you start denying it and ignoring it, number one, it's going to get worse. And number two, in the final days where you stand in front of your Creator, you're going to be held accountable for not taking care of it. So you are obligated to research it and find out if it's true. And if it is, it's your obligation to do something about it. We shouldn't be the only ones out here trying to do something about it. Because we're trying to look out for the welfare of those children inside the organization who are still going to get molested and raped and oh my God, because you guys deny it and ignore it. And then when they decide, after they've been mistreated and abused, they decide to leave the organization and y'all don't even want to talk to them anymore, they're going to come to us and they're going to want some love, some understanding, some compassion, and some help with healing. All those things that as God's people that you claim to be should be providing for them yourselves, and shouldn't have them leave there damaged and dysfunctional because you are just flat out denying it. We get pretty upset about it. Really do. It's been happening over and over and over and over, and it hasn't stopped yet. And it's your job to take care of it. It's your responsibility. You shouldn't be doing this to your children and to your families. You shouldn't be. So quit denying it. Do some research, look it up. come on. You don't want to be held accountable for it on the day of judgment, trust me. And if you believe and have faith that that's going to happen, then you better do something about it now.